Is another match here for Group B, Invictus Gaming versus VGJ.Thunder. So we're going to have this match as well as the next match, as well as the match after that, actually. I believe all of these don't really mean a whole lot. This one will determine whether or not IG and VGJ.Thunder, they're going to end up 5th or 6th in their group respectively. That'll change what team they match up against, but the overall idea of the bracket won't matter too much, mostly because if you're 5th and 6th of your group, it means that if you win the first series in your playoffs, you end up matching into one of those top 8 teams who ended up being the top 2 in their group. So it just means that you're going to be matched up against a opposing 3-4 team, and then even if you do win that, you're going to be up against a top 1-2 team. So it just depends which team it is.
So we're just being honest with you guys. We want to be...
So we're going to have some... We're going to be kind of chill. We're going to have some fun, you know?
These games don't technically matter.
Yeah.
And I still don't really know how to use air quotes, but...
That's true.
We're still going to have a good time. I get to cast with one of my best friends.
Thank you.
Just chill, watch some Dota.
5 seconds.
And I was talking about script.
Yeah, I knew exactly what was coming.
Yeah, I was just, hanging around.
You're becoming too predictable, Will.
I'm sorry. I get to cast Dota for a living. I'm happy. You guys enjoy Dota, good Dota. Hopefully these guys come and bring it.
Honestly, you guys should know this is like a Cat Blitz specialty.
Yeah, we just get all the games that don't.
10 seconds.
Stream A has like tons of games that matter. Like all of them are.
It's like it could be a 6-way tie for top 2. You know, and like over here we're like, no, everything's defined already.
Everything's chill. Like,
We're done.
Group B's good.
We figured it out.
Pain and Effect are playing for like some kind of like resemblance of Pride, but
yeah, they're like there could be a 6-way tiebreaker or something like that. And we're over here like there is no possibility of tiebreakers no matter what. We knew that from the day.
Wait, does secret VP matter? Like, is first and second seed? Is it played out? Script is first and second seed.
Is secret VP.
Yeah.
That will put VP and Mineski at a tie of 6-1. And that will put Team Secret at a score of 5-2, which would tie up with Evil Geniuses.
Do they have to play tiebreakers then?
No, because those placements don't matter. I think it's only the tiebreakers only matter if it's the top 2 or the bottom 2.
So I meant the top 2 though. If VP loses a game,
no, they're gonna because they're on equal placements. First and second are on equal placements when it comes to the bracket. It says you are top 8. And you're going to be either here or there.
Understood.
So that really doesn't matter too much.
I only ask these kinds of silly questions because the viewers also might be confused by basic math. All right, roll it to
basic math.
Roll it away from us.
Yeah.
Get
this goon off the camera.
Get me out.
I don't want to see him anymore. All right. So that being said, I think Secret versus VP is definitely going to be one of the most hype matches of the groups, even if it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
It's still going to be like both those teams have been regarded as.
You know what? You guys matter to us. If you stick around, we know that you're the real
hardcore Dota fans.
Yeah. What's on the other stream right now? Like OG versus
some garbage game.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It's whatever. Okay, China on China. IG versus VGJ.Thunder. IG looked real rough on day 1.
Yeah.
Like, really had a rough time. And VGJ.Thunder, on the other hand...
almost beat Evil Geniuses and then...
almost beat Secret.
Almost beat Secret.
These guys are like the C9 of... maybe they're like the Fnatic of China. Who's like the EE of Thunder? Is it Freeze or something?
I'm not sure, but VGJ.Thunder are losing because they're not willing to take risks. And Envy's all about the risks, you know?
The risk.
So... I'm not sure if this totally applies, this analogy.
You got to appreciate stuff like that, though.
Yes.
Like, I think it's hilarious, personally. I think it makes Dota such an...
Oh, yes. Envy teams are always some of the most fun teams to watch. Absolutely. Meanwhile, watching VGJ.Thunder, I feel like it's actually one of the most frustrating teams to watch. Because you look at them, and you're like, they're winning. They can win this. They're not ending the game. They're losing. They've lost. All right.
That VP game was honestly hysterical in the worst possible way. Because, you know, it's like one of those, it's like that classic underdog story. They're so hyped up. They're running to the finish line and they just trip over themselves, knock over their teammates. Everything fails. Do you watch football at all? Oh, you probably don't. It was like if anybody watches football, it was like the Vikings versus the Saints. It was just a disaster. It wasn't that big of a throw though. It was like probably like that game was realistically maybe 70-30.
You know, when you were talking about tripping and then knocking all your teammates over, it made me think of, it was like the 2008 Winter Olympics or something, the Apollo speed skating, where like the two guys go down in the front and everybody else gets knocked down, and the guy in the very back's like, woo, first, baby. And he was like the first of his country to do that as well.
We did it. Participation matters.
All right. What was it? A tiny opening pick, and then Furion, Death Prophet, and then Ancient Apparition. These are kind of interesting openers.
Was it Freeze that was a part of that Chinese meme, by the way? The one with Sumail?
Yeah.
Did you hear about that?
Yes, Freeze
gave up but he wouldn't give it up to ZSMJ or something?
Yes. So Freeze, when they got in a pub with Sumail, Freeze would give up mid lane to Sumail because Sumail God. Yeah. But he wouldn't give it up to ZSMJ.
Yeah, that was the original meme. So first ZSMJ plays with Freeze, and he refuses. He's like, dude, get the hell out of my lane.
And ZSMJ's like, he's like, don't you know who I am? And Freeze is like, yes, I do know exactly who you are. Get the hell out of my lane.
And then Sumail shows up.
And everybody thinks like, oh, Freeze is gonna kick Sumail out of the lane. Freeze is not gonna let this happen. And Freeze is like, no, please take middle lane, please.
Good sir. Could I buy you some salves?
Let me pass you some tangos.
That was, I mean, when you hear Jack tell the story of like some of the Chinese memes, they're so high tier.
Yeah,
like, they're much better than some of the stuff that we have. But okay, on the actual picks, Tiny AA. I think AA is always an interesting hero because he occupies a spot where I think people start to underrate him, then he becomes overrated, and as a result, he no longer gets picked after that. It's like a weird cycle with this hero, you know? People never really know where to evaluate his strength. I think he's personally...
I would say Dodo in general operates in cycles, but it feels like his is much shorter lived.
What has AA changed? The core function of the hero has been the exact same.
This guy has been the same hero for the longest time.
Yeah, old Salad Fingers Magoo has been the same hero, and yet everyone's just like, I guess AA is broken now.
Everybody's like, man, Chili Fingers is just not that good for laning phase. He gives no stun whatsoever. Like, this guy really doesn't anything. And the next thing you know, he's like, this is the most OP thing ever.
Doesn't make sense. But Tiny is straight up low-key one of the best heroes in Dota right now. But VGJ.Thunder, I wonder if that's a support Nature's Prophet. That's been...
Yes.
What EG have been finessing with it so far. So we'll see how that goes.
VGJ.Thunder have actually a lot of openings here because this Kunkka pick can actually be Fate's hero still, and they could be running an offlane Sand King.
I think what they're doing is they're running an offlane Sand King, a support Kunkka, a support Nature's Prophet, mid Death Prophet, and
saving their carry for last pick.
That's an OD.
By the way, we have a support matchup that I know you love.
What?
One VGJ.Thunder gets Sand King, Invictus Gaming get Earth Spirit. Feels like the Earth Spirit is very underwhelming as a 4 position.
I think this is one of the matchups that he's okay-ish in, though.
Why is that?
You have a stun into Sandstorm. The silence is like one of the best against Sand King because it's from range.
But he's going to be rolling, like, there's no mid gank.
Yeah, I mean, the mid-gank is annoying, sure. But, like, if you watch the mid-game of King RD versus Bobuka yesterday, like, it's okay. Yeah. Plus, I think Bobuka is, like, a top 3 Earth Spirit. And sometimes you play to your personnel and not what's good in the meta. That's what I think Kuro was a big believer in that. It's like, that was in the previous squad. They got a lot more versatile and switch things up.
So in the Fada squad?
Yeah, and in the squad that we had Fada and Jarex, I think it was more play to your personnel. Then he was just like, to win a TI, you have to be more diverse.
And then he was like, Matamba Man, you have to play Viper.
Yeah. Did you hear the story about
Venomancer all the time?
I'm gonna just like tell you guys like stories now. So Matamba Man runs into this like Brood player, this like Russian Brood guy, and he's just like, this guy's incredible at Brood. So he just watches this guy's replays, and he's on his Smurf. And then he adds the guy, tries to ask him for help to like Google Translate, talking about Brood and like how it's supposed to work. And then Matama Man plays like 100 games of it on his Smurf that he has no one added it, not even his own teammates, so that he can't be found out. Doesn't ever use mic or anything like that. Then he wins TI because of it, and he tries to contact the Russian guy, and he's like, dude, I totally want to give you some money because you taught me this shit. And the guy's like, no, it's all good.
Wow.
Like, I helped you. He's like, that was my own thing. It's like the victory was my own reward, and I thought that was awesome because he was willing to give him like a pretty good amount of like thank you comeuppance. So,
do you think AUI rewarded Robot Vice? Right, he asked him for help on techies, right?
I mean,
for TI.
Kind of like the Dagger clan got the money, so I think that kind of worked out in more.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah, in more ways than that. So,
a Ban last pick for IG, so they're gonna have a Ban OD. It's kind of similar to the Omni, but Terrorblade last pick for VGJ.Thunder into the OD.
Yeah. That dude's techies, by the way, is insane.
Oh yeah, Robot Vice.
Yeah, shout out to that guy's techies.
Yeah.
Very pleasant to play with when I ran into him in a pub. All right, so Sylar with the last pick, TB, like you said. Abaddon, huh? Abaddon, I think, is one of the better laners, by the way, against the Terrorblade.
Yeah.
Did you see Fada do it?
Yeah.
You just don't die. You just run at him.
Totally agree. I think like these heroes that don't really offer any kill threat, Abaddon just really thrives.
Oh, he's got like the coolest looking set I've ever seen. It's like sometimes I see a set in Dota and I want it.
The Abaddon one?
Yeah, the Abaddon one looks awesome. That dude looks like just like a prince. I like it.
Do you like their lineup?
I
don't know about this. Like, they picked Terrorblade into Abaddon OD.
Yeah.
It's also a Tiny. So Tiny can, he's really good at hunting down Death Prophet.
That works
and
both ways, by the
Terrorblade.
way, though. The OD versus TB thing, because OD hates physical damage dealers.
Okay.
He hates stuff too. Like, even though you do a lot of damage to the illusions, you don't want to be spending your time as OD just right-clicking stuff. You want to be right-clicking the hero if possible.
You're a trusty mate. You're a trusty mate.
You're a trusty mate.
Sure enough, it is going to be Fade's Kunkka.
Support
Very
Prophet,
good at this.
like we said. We guessed it all, Cap.
We did.
Probably won't get to TI again, but I mean, what group stages for us? All right, you're gonna
group
run
stage
in
for
Fade.
life. Fade is going to be hit by Bobaca. It's going to be
so
slowed down
dead.
quite a bit. IG are easily going to be able to pick up that one kill, and the rest of IG.
You see aggressive? He chucked that tree as fast as he could.
He wanted that first blood real bad.
He was like, slam dunk. I'm really into basketball memes now that we're
Because you're around Jack. You don't really get anybody to really talk a whole lot of basketball with.
So Jack, all right, I'm much more athletic looking than Jack, right?
Yes.
And Jack was like, oh, hold that thought.
Jack is much better than you at basketball.
I was gonna say that guy's got you know that Prince story that they tell on like the Chappelle show where he's just like and Prince just hooped on him.
Yeah.
That was what Jack was the fastest man on the court.
Q's dead. Caught by Yang and Fade.
Absolutely got him.
And SRF is just going to ignore. I wonder if I should call him something. Like, I wonder if the Chinese have a better name for SRF than SRF. I wonder if they've got some Chinese meme name.
Sir F.
Sir F.
Surf? SRF is what I'll call him. If that's your name, that's what you're going to be called. Although sometimes I won't respect that, as messed up
like
as that
Suzy?
is. Like Suzy, or what is his name now? Ryoya.
Yeah.
Like you're 747, dude.
Yeah,
maybe
he's changed his name one too many times.
If you're maybe, you're maybe.
Yeah.
You know, nobody was down with the Big Daddy thing.
Big Daddy, yeah.
And when
Though it kind of works simply because you can just say Big Daddy No Tail,
Yeah.
just because it's a fun name to say.
what is it when Fly tried to change his name to Simba?
Oh yeah.
Like guys, come
Demon
on.
Pegasus.
You're just your name. You get one shot at it. That's why.
Yeah, you've blown your load. You don't get to. You don't
if you
get a
guys
second chance.
aren't like, if you guys are aspiring Dota players and you know you're You're gonna like just pick a good name first because it's gonna stick.
Yeah. Or if you start succeeding, like if you get on a tier 2 team, like you immediately change it, and that you're locked in. Bo1 caught by Yang and Fade, who's trying to do some pull shenanigans or trying to interrupt the pull shenanigans, and ends up dying. Aggressive is still free farming the bottom lane though. XXS versus Freeze in the mid lane. I would say, how would you rate XXS's mid lane capabilities?
I think sometimes he struggles a little bit. I think Jack told us, like, man, the Chinese are so much more mean than us, by the way. I was starting to realize that. They said something like, they insult this guy non-stop. You guys should have heard the Battle of Arms versus this team. I think what they said was, like, finally XSS found somebody that he can beat in the mid lane or something. It was real messed up. I was just like, dude, if I said something like that, I would get blown up.
Yeah, he had plenty of mean things to say about Arms.
Yeah, I was like, hey, the Chinese have no chill. Is Yang gonna get rolled on once again?
Throw strike.
Stun?
Oh, nice. Gets out from the avalanche. Will be okay.
Easy.
So they're just non-stop contesting this bottom lane, and IG not having any of it. Keep on challenging them right back. SRF, meanwhile, is going to be left relatively alone here in the top lane against an Abandon, which is a great lane for him. Maybe the presence of a Furion every once in a while, but honestly, there's not a whole lot that DDC's Furion could do against an Abandon. So as long as IG don't lose this bottom lane too badly, they seem to be doing very well in mid, where the OD is 17 and 10. So
I think Yang, by the way, is mega talented.
yeah.
Like, this guy is the future Chinese offlaner. The ones that are the most promising to me, when I look at, are I really like Chalice.
Okay.
And I really like Yang. Those are the ones that...
Are you no longer on the old 11 chain?
Oh, dude, I've never left the old 11 train. That goes without saying. If you're an offlane player, like, old 11 is...
I feel like I'm the only off lane. Oh, mid lane. Check out that kickback from Bo1. He rolled onto Freeze, kicked him back, and now Freeze is actually just going to run the opposite direction and will outrun these heroes. Bo1's still going to try for the kill here, see if he can get... Oh, Freeze is going to go for the deny, but he has a lot of HP, and Bo1 times it correctly.
That timing actually matters a lot, because that's 300 gold that's going to go the way of the Earth Spirit. It feels like that matters because boots are so much more expensive now.
Okay, Fade's going to come up to the top lane now. SRF was trying to go for the kill on DDC, but now DDC is getting his comeuppance with the Treants constantly body blocking him. Great kill.
Yeah, Bo1 going to try to go for the boots. Going to get it. That was a crazy move from Freeze. What were you saying, by the way, about old 11?
Yeah, just I
Or
feel
you
like I've
insulted
never
him?
been on the old 11 train.
Yeah, but why is it that every other offlaner, like Zai, Simel,
I mean,
when
because
they were playing
I think they all really like the
Oh,
laning phase of old 11.
Freeze? Is this the fight? Is this where you stake your hill?
They're going to roll, missing Sylar. They do have the cold feet, though, and he's going to be able to hit the double stun, slowing down Sylar enough that the cold feet is going to be able to proc. They're going to be able to get that kill and try and kill DDC, but takes a little bit too long to kill a Terrorblade with that much armor, so they just stick with the one kill. Calling it that. XXS going to be charged down by Freeze and Fade here. DDC rolling in as well. Bo1 is going to be a bit late on the TP, and he'll just try and collect the experience now.
I'm starting to think, by the way that you deal with Thunder is to mess with Sylar's laning phase as much as possible.
Yeah.
It seems that when you can do so, that's when people have the most success.
Especially since Freeze have been moving away from their kind of hard carry mids, since that wasn't working out for them.
Yeah.
Back when they were, you know, always picking like OD or
value shrine.
Storm. Everybody gets a little shrine loving.
I love it. XSS not deciding to go for a single point in the Astral seems a little bit greedy. Like, yeah, you do a little bit better in the lane when it comes to harass, but it makes you so much more survivable. You'll never get hit by the Torrent.
Not level 6, so the Abandon dies pretty quickly if they couple one disable. Oh my goodness, Bo1's really going for this, huh? He's going to be able to get the kill on DDC. Now the question is whether or not he can get out and away from this Terrorblade with the Metamorphosis pop. Fade just doesn't have any disables though. Torrent only just now coming up. Tries to land a long range one. Bo1 will juke it.
Did not catch his Fade that time.
Ah.
Even denies the rune. That's my favorite joke, by the way, whenever I watch Fade games. I don't know if you noticed that. I always say it. Catch his Fade.
No, I definitely noticed it.
Yeah, but I'm cute, so it's okay. All right, Yang gonna get tossed up into the air. like a balloon, but comes back down like a deflated balloon. That's my next.
I think the only reason you like it is because it's a pun with
Eat my way.
youthful lingo.
Yeah.
Because you don't seem to like any of my puns.
I mean, because yours are bad objectively, but Fate getting another kill on SRF who just respawned.
Yeah, this guy's close to level 6, and he just, like, can't seem to finish it off. That's the best time to gank in a ban, right? He always like, oh, I'm just about to hit my level 6.
You know, for a
I'm
game
about to be unkillable.
that doesn't really matter, they're still tryharding.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. It could be that they've, like, looked at the other group or something, and they feel like the 5th place, who they're going to match up against, is better for them.
Can you look that up? I want to see who they're trying to, like, avoid.
I have no idea how the brackets fall through.
Okay. No problem.
And I also think there's no way they actually know, because Group A is such a wild cluster that
Maybe the
there's
reward
no
is
way to
play
tell.
Team Liquid or something.
Yeah, because right now it's like 3 teams are 4-2, 1 team's 4-3, and then 3-3 and 3-4. So it's pretty hard to tell who's going to end up 5th and 4th and who's going to end up 6th.
Still a lot of element of randomness to that as they're going to
Roll in. Siler's going to be caught by that cold
got
feet
Thunder.
combination. He does manage to get off the Thunder before the cold feet gets the stun off, but they're still going to just lay all their damage. Nice kick is going to land on DDC as he TPs in. Siler is still alive. The body shield's going to have to pop eventually, trying to get out of range of that one. Barely alive, which is 150 HP, and now the support's the back line. They're already dead, and SRF, again, still not having that level 6. If only they'd killed the Terrorblade, he would have gotten the experience needed. Now he might just get caught by a Torrent or an X later on. Aggressive's actually going to come in, starts laying some damage into Freeze. Freeze not backing out immediately, and it will immediately get bursted down. I cannot believe he actually kept going once he saw Aggressive.
I think he overestimated his damage by a large degree.
Yeah.
He's like, well, I have a field going. Everyone will die as DDC now going to get gone on. Does not have a TP quite yet.
And the roll in from Bobica will secure it.
Going to be another kill as Bobica is going off in this game right now. They did put good pressure on this TB, slowing him down a little bit, but Siler is going to make a very nice rotation to bottom where he's going to grab the tower. But he is not having as good of a game as his Tiny so far. Really tanky though. You should note, when he's got the strength treads, has 1,000 health.
Our Sand King is a bit more farmed though. Actually, a lot more farmed.
Oh, he's got a ton more.
Bad. So while Siler may have been pressured, the rest of his team seems to be doing all right. Rolling Boulder, gonna miss. This stun will land on DDC though. Aggressive doesn't have any mana, but he'll just right-click DDC to death, it looks like. With Bobica, finish him off with the silence. Yang missing the Burrow Strike though.
With no mana though on this Tiny, I think they're just gonna
Yeah, it's finally time to get back. Aggressive has been operating with no mana for a while now.
That's why a lot of people go Soul Ring or Bottle.
Yeah.
Who's been going
He's going
Soul Ring?
straight Blink though.
It's Pasha that goes.
Yeah. His Tiny looks great. His offlane Tiny is insane.
It looks good when you're VP. That's the thing. Winning
Yeah,
makes
everything looks.
yeah, winning makes everything look good.
Your atrocity mate.
But you can't always win. There will be a falling. Who knows how that goes?
Gold for my
I'm not sure if it always looks good.
Always.
Did Moon's Invoker look good there? No,
Hey, it
but
was fine.
Mineski still trashed EG
He hit the sun strikes that he had to hit.
on stun targets.
He won the game ultimately. I'm a results-based gambler.
Ah.
Alright. Bobica gonna just try to grab some levels. This guy
He
hits a
is
lot of
level
creeps
6.
as Earth Spirit, by the way.
Yeah.
He farms quite a bit.
He does a decent amount of split pushing, yeah.
Yeah. He's going to TP mid instead, try to set him on freeze once again.
I mean, when you're this good with the hero, and you can really maximize its potential, it makes sense that you would try and put a little bit more priority on getting those levels, getting that extra bit of farm.
Dude, he's barely behind freeze in levels. That's insane.
Yeah.
This DP has really had a rough time. Somehow XSS, despite being 2 levels ahead, is not dominating.
Yeah, net worth-wise, and CS he's up decent. Guess it's just the tower difference, as VGJ.Thunder have taken that safe lane tower away from IG. They're currently giving some space to the Batten to farm that out bottom lane, having Aggressive take top. everyone seems to be pretty content right
Radiant
now
are scanning.
on just farming away.
I fear this Tiny, you're probably waiting for Blink. By the way, I think IG might be the most careful team in this tournament. Remember their game against Pain?
Yeah.
They just waited.
And, I mean, they're going to be like 4th, 5th, 6th in their group, right? But they're definitely far from being one of the best teams at this tournament.
Who knows, though? They could go on another...
That's true. They were doing pretty well for themselves before this tournament.
Yeah. Man, I miss Burning.
Are they going to lead off with the Burst Strike? First reveal, the Blink Dagger will be very successful. They'll kill the OD and maybe take this mid-tier 1 tower if the Metamorphosis popped.
Dire are
Fade
scanning.
plays one of the best support Kunkas. Only one that I've seen is better.
Radiant
Stun gonna come in for the
Nice
Tiny now,
silence.
though.
The stun will hit the back line as well, but Yang is still able to get off the Burrow Strike. The Ice
Nice
Blast is going to
torrent.
pursue him, though, and it nails him, too. Now, Aggressive slowed down by the Spirit Siphon. Freeze actually backing out a little bit. They're just going to deal with SRF instead, who's trying to get some damage onto Sylar right now. Sylar does have a Sunder, doesn't want to blow it just yet. Come forward. Nice Avalanche. Trying to put some damage onto Freeze, see if they can blow him up. They blow up the Furion, but not the Death Prophet. So the 2 cores of VGJ.Thunder will survive. Fade. Oh, nice. He actually gets that hit. That'll reset up that ultimate. It's just doing massive damage over time now. Fade will have enough HP to live through that, but not Aggressive blinking forward and landing the Avalanche. So they do protect their tier 1 tower. The OD gets ganked, but in the end, it's IG who walk away with the overall win.
They're so low, too, on the side of IG. But they win that fight through superior kiting. Once they blow up Yang, there's just not enough follow-up disable on the side of Thunder. So they can't actually lock somebody down to just get their DP ult going. That's quite important. Yangi's got to be a little bit more fluid. Probably going to go for Force Staff next, I'd imagine. Maybe even the Yule Scepter.
IG's just going to be Team Blink, apparently.
Get in there.
Everybody's getting a Blink Dagger in this game.
You should. It's so that when anybody finds anybody, you can get on top of the TB and blow him up instantly.
Yeah.
You got to give him no opportunity to get Thunder off in this game.
Same goes with the Death Prophet, right? You need fast action. Don't let her get the Spirit Siphon Yule's combination off.
is under attack.
Cane Rune for a Tiny with a Blink Dagger. It's dangerous. Meanwhile, XXS just farming up mid lane. SRF doing something similar top.
Yeah, he's got a Radiance speed up. Do you like this item?
Of course. Always great on the bat.
Dire's top tower is
Not
under
sure
attack.
if he picks it up second. Fade. It's going to be jumped on. Aggressive's going to be able to get that kill, but look at Yang in the back line. A beautiful epicenter that almost takes out both supports, but they
XSS
both barely
reflects somebody.
survive. And now, oh no, they're both going to be able to get away, and it's going to be maybe Yang who dies. Aggressive wasn't able to get, didn't have the toss actually.
Man, I really wanted to
Radiant's
see
bottom tower is under attack.
XSS. If you reflect, maybe they can set up for another kill. But just doesn't really cast anything. Don't expect him to cast the ult there, but he didn't even want to astral one of his teammates. They did both manage to live, but that looked a little bit closer than it should have.
Yeah, Yang came so close to just straight up getting a double kill. SRF pulled back in to splash here from Fade.
They're going to give up on this.
Yeah. I mean, you're going for an Abaddon who does have his ultimate up. But yes, I think Radiance is fine. Great against Terrorblade.
Is it? You
Yeah.
also get the Radiance effect, though, don't you? When
You also
reflect?
burn yourself, sure. But
You don't like sun-on-sun action.
I guess both the OT and the Terrorblade hate the Radiance about the same amount, right?
Yeah, that's what I mean. That's why I think it's like a weird item to get against TBs.
I think that it's awkward. Like, how else is the Abaddon going to make himself more useful in team fights, though?
That's true.
He's just got to put himself on the front lines and make himself a threat. And Radiance is the best way to make yourself a threat.
Wait for the smoke. VGJ can't
Lot of
Roshan, so
action.
you're going to try to take a fight around mid-tower.
They're going to go the long way through here. Or are they going to cut through mid? Yeah, they're
Look
going
at
to
the
cut through
timing, by
mid.
the way.
See if
Radiant's
With
middle
the
tower is
with the
under
catapult.
attack.
the catapult out. Yeah.
Dire's
I like that
structures
you
are
mentioned that.
fortified.
earlier in our cast, I'm starting to realize that a little bit more. That was a good observation.
Radiant's middle tower
All these
has
teams are so
fallen.
good about that when I'm watching them lately.
I feel like it's tiered too, right? It's like the
Dire's top tower is under
teams with
attack.
any semblance of competitive play,
Dire's top tower
5
has
minutes,
fallen.
Yeah.
right? But the better the teams get, it's like
The more varied it is.
15, 20. Like they will always make sure that they will do something at those timings. Because Siege Wagons just seem so strong.
Yeah. So, I mean, Austin's point sounds obvious, but it's not something you think of often.
I mean, that's most of Dota, right?
Yeah, Dota's like super, everything that anybody will ever tell you about Dota, no matter how level of concept it is, high level of a concept it is, like once it's explained to you, it becomes very, it should logically make sense. Like that's what a good play denotes, is it's very easy to explain, it makes sense to everybody involved. But they're gonna make the jump right now.
Good
AI
catch here,
class.
Freeze.
Obaka, got him. ROTK is the coach.
BKB second item for the OD. What do you think about that, as opposed to like a Hurricane bike build?
I like it in this game.
Is under attack.
I think if you look at all the disable, by getting this BKB, there's no real way for him to die.
Yeah.
And it would allow him to just get on top of the 2 supports for free. Because the downside of an OD is sometimes against Sanking, you go in, you get very aggressive, you get SK ulted, but the best counter to SK is everyone just gets BKBs, blinks in, and just hits everything.
Right.
Then by the time you come in with the epicenter, it's way late.
It's like,
Dire are scanning.
I think you always love those games as OD, right? Where if you have a BKB, no one can touch you. Because then, like, a Death Prophet popping Exorcism or even a Terrorblade popping Metamorphosis and fighting you, like,
You just run.
Like, I'm not sure if they actually beat the OD. I think the Arcane Orb and then the resulting bomb he drops on them actually beats out a lot of these 1v1 scenarios.
Yeah, you just chill. No rush.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
VGJ.Thunder have managed to keep their Tier 1 tower alive for 18.5 minutes. William, that is one of your constant points you like to be able to bring up, is how important this mid-Tier 1 tower is.
That's why this game is somewhat close. I
So
really like-
IG's winning, but it's still close because
IG's winning because they took the top tier too. So
Yeah.
what ends up happening is they can always threaten the Roshan. But they can't really.
their
They
team
could.
is pretty garbage at it.
Yeah, this is the one thing sometimes the Chinese teams are bad at.
They are real bad at making sure they have a Roche Taker.
Yeah. That was like, remember the old thing where they just pick Gyrocopter and then they'd pick a mid-hero that couldn't Roche, and
Yeah.
a lot of Western teams abuse that. And that's why it's so hard to structure a draft, because you need Disable, you need to make sure you can always get an initiation off. In the late game, you have something to Roche on. There's so much as a drafter to think about. You've got to make sure that your heroes counter their heroes.
Oh, also, don't get brooded.
Come on, VGJ.Thunder.
Or are you cheering for Thunder?
What? Am I? I mean, just so I can catch my fade memes. Aside from that, I have no real stake in. I mean, I never have a stake in any game.
I mean, I'm down for Thunder winning just because I think they're a better team than IG.
IG are getting better though over the days.
Yeah.
Real garbage day one,
Yes.
and then they look like a decent team. It all started with that win against Effect. Like every time somebody beats Effect, they just go on to look better. They gain like the confidence.
They get the experience and they
Yeah.
turn to level 2. And
They're just like, huh, we can win games. Didn't IG almost
so
beat
the
VG?
only reason Pain did so badly in their group is that they faced Effect last? Is that what happened?
It's unfortunate timing, honestly.
If they just faced Effect at the start, maybe they would have had a better chance.
Yeah. You don't really know until you got to pick up sometimes you got to pick up like a confidence win. I'm being like, I know it sounds like I'm kidding because you're laughing in the tone, but I'm not. Like, those wins genuinely matter. Like, if you've ever done like, not me personally, because, you know, I was always a fat kid, but if you've ever done like sports related stuff or competition, you know that like confidence wins matter.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's why Secret and VP go on such tears, right? DDC, wake up! Had a Jack moment there.
Man, I can't wait for us to release all our compilations of Jack falling asleep.
Oh, yeah.
We have so many photos, actually. I've got like 3 on my phone alone. Yanni's has 2. Oh, bottom.
Okay, they're trying to pop the Abaddon ultimate here, but he managed to survive through that, keep the borrowed time off cooldown, ready to be used, and VGJ.Thunder will have to retreat as a result.
I'd really like IG to take this mid tower now. It would allow you to Roshan, even with your lineup being what it is. Full
And they have a
BKB.
nice ward behind the tower, too.
Yeah, I would very much like it if they took this mid tower. There's no way that Thunder's gonna fight you. Highly unlikely, I would say.
They've got a pretty good team fight, though, with the Sand King Kunkka combination.
They've got a BKB now, though, on their OD.
Yeah. I mean, it is curious that IG is doing that thing against this team that pretty much no other team does, right? Like, nope, they're not pressuring the Death Prophet Terrorblade lane.
Yeah.
They're not actually actively forcing team fights on them. They're actually letting VGJ.Thunder oftentimes get set up on a tower.
Bounty.
And they could pop extras, and they could pop Metamorphosis to try and win a team fight and take an objective. Most of the time, you're trying to limit that as much as possible, trying to make them always be on the defense.
Dire's middle tower
I think
is
in a
under
game like
attack.
this, you want to just be more aggressive. You're going to run into this free DDC kill.
Well, he got the Meteor Hammer before he died, so nothing lost.
What an item build. But they're not going to get anything as a result of this. You need to grab objectives as a result of kills.
Yeah, in fact, if anything, they're going to have to back up and defend this bottom lane again. SRF is always standing in front of these bushes, which is nice. Oh, borrow time gets popped. Probably won't matter.
They did finally grab the mid tower, though. I think the
They
creeps
did it.
lowered it, and
OD just finished it.
yeah, Yang came in and denied.
Okay. Yang came in and denied it, huh?
Yeah.
So the mid tower finally falls at 23 minutes, and it's not even IG pushing it.
Yeah, it
It's
just died.
VGJ denying it.
Okay, maybe they are playing a little bit slack.
That's what I mean about this team, man. All right. Death Prophet's going to be caught, though. Freeze is very dead. The Ice Blast is going to reveal him in the trees. No, he actually goes the other direction, so he does get a little bit of distance here. Oh, but they get the refresh on the stone. If they keep that up,
That
Freeze may just
optimistic
take out.
TP back into his main inventory. Bro, you're not going to live for 35
seconds. Borrow time, it's back up. So they're going to try and go on SRF, and they oh, no. He has that ability. Now they're going to be able to get the imprisonment to make sure they get +1 out of this one. The Kunkka's going to try and turn this one with the bow, landing on SRF, and XXS is forced back by the physical damage of the Terrorblade. So it's actually the Abaddon who ends up dead. And now with the Terrorblade popping Metamorphosis, is VGJ going to go for the push? Nah, not feeling it.
Dude,
Not today.
By the way, the Radiance destroyed
Oh, yeah.
in that fight. The Reflected Radiance dominated.
So what do you think he should have gone? Like a Vlad's, Greaves kind of build?
I'm not sure. I'm not certain. You're just giving
An
them
S
like
and Y build,
you're giving
Abaddon?
them like a 5k gold item for man. Reflection is such a bullshit ability.
Yeah, it really is.
It makes me angry to think like TB gets the spell, and meanwhile Storm gets procs overload through spell immunity as my level 25 talent. Like, get me out. Yeah, it's just dark. Scriff is whispering. Scriff, you can talk normally. It's just Darkseer ulti, but better. It's a better Darkseer ulti.
Yeah.
Insane. Sylar is farmed. And when Sylar gets farmed, this guy wins games.
You know what I love about the fact that we make these this hero is just this, but better or worse or whatever.
What's up?
The thing I love about that is that it kind of brings me back to the old Dota 1 days where that's exactly what, like, you think the skills were close now. People watching, if you never played Dota 1, like back then, there were so many that were like very close to identical to each other.
Mag RP was Black Hole, but 1,000 times better. It had lower cooldown. It went through BKB. It had, at the time, they nerfed the crap out of it.
I mean, I was more thinking like Sven and Wraith King literally had the same stun.
Yeah.
They literally both had a single target Stormbolt stun. You know?
Very original. But it's become much better now.
Yeah.
Remember when Mag first hit the scene, it was like, he did 350 damage or something with his ult at level 1?
Yeah.
What? And it's stunned for like 2 seconds?
Yeah.
Insane.
What hero has changed the least since its origin? I think it might be Wraith King.
No. Wraith King's got skeletons now, dude.
Yeah.
Queen of Pain's entire skill set has remained the same since
Yeah, I
the
guess.
beginning of time. They
That's
didn't even give her anything unique. Like Zeus got a Nimbus Cloud. Queen of Pain,
All they
her
changed
ult
is like,
gets better.
yeah, all they changed is like, oh, you can have AoE daggers now with the talent. Like, I think that's the
But
biggest
nobody
change
gets
that has
it.
ever, or the fact that Scream causes fear. Like, literally the biggest changes of QoP through the history of time just happened recently with talents.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's actually that's a very good point. Okay, that was a smoke, but they've stumbled into a nasty trap. Aggressive and XXS pounce immediately with their double blink BKBs. And those poor support off lane duo, they
Go
just
Roche.
got trashed. IG now have an opportunity to take a big objective. Go Roshan.
Go Roche.
I feel like this game is just coming down to like the team smokes up and they get like a really big pick finally. And then that's what allows them to be able to go on an objective. And
Look at
VGJ.Thunder are
Bo1.
going to be scrambling to try and defend this one. Sylar's going to go for the Ancient Apparition first, trying to chase him down with a Reflection. Freeze going to pop his BKB. Oh, IG. That is not the trap that you thought it was. Now they're going to be able to turn onto him, slow down the OD as much as possible while he is silenced up, but SRF is going to be able to keep him alive with the imprisonment. He's going to try and save himself, but the Burst Strike actually stops him. Now SRF is in the middle of all these heroes. Can't really do a whole lot. Aphotic Shield, borrow time goes out. Aggressive. Now going to jump back in, try and blow up the Seth Prophet. Not going to be enough damage. The boat, finally it is enough damage, but here comes Yang and Fade with their revenge against the two. What a great combination. SRF caught by the X. He'll be pulled back to his doom. Well, imprisonment buys a little bit of time.
They're all
and
buying
apparently
back.
this is just going to be the fight to end all fights. Sylar in the back lines. XXS trying to blow him up, but it's Thunder managed to keep him alive, but the cold feet proc goes off. Now toss him in the air, and he will end up going down. IG with buybacks of their own, ensuring they'll win this engagement. Yang lays down a ward, but spotted up in the high ground. Bro strikes up there, but now Aggressive has found him. Tries to go for the Sandstorm, dodging a little bit of damage, but he'll die as well. XXS gets that double kill, and IG funnel back into the Roshan pit. The objectives that started this entire craziness in the first place. DDC is going to go for a Meteor Hammer play. You know he is. Or he's going to go for an Age of Steel.
Oh, no. Don't
Oh,
let
he's going to
him
be
go.
looking. Oh.
Okay, that would have been...
All right, hide. Oh. Aggressive blinked out and win for Fade. Thankfully for DDC's life, because his Shadow Blade was literally wearing out that
DDC was
last second. He's like, okay, they're all running out of the pit, and all of a sudden the Tiny comes back in, and he's like, oh no.
Dude, that was a real... All right. That was scorched earth, though. Tactic. IG bought back. There was like buyback.
How many buybacks was that in the end? It
was like
was
3.
1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah,
4
I thought both
buybacks.
teams bought back 2 times.
Well,
No. IG bought back 3 times.
Yeah.
It was
'Cause
just
the
the
thing about
Sand King
Thunder's
buyback.
lineup is it's kind of pointless for them to buy back.
Yeah.
They're transformation-based ultis, so buying back doesn't do anything for you. That's the downside of their lineup is IG is just like, let's go, 7 lives, we're in it.
DDC gonna go for the pick off in the courier here. It is delivering the blade mail to the Abaddon right now. Maybe on the way back. The ward sees it. I don't think he does enough damage though to one-shot it without the
Sylar?
Shadow Blade. Oh, okay, that was. Whew.
Forced to pop the BKB.
Well, that's not good.
Doesn't toss pure spell immunity?
Dire's middle tower.
Not anymore.
Really? Okay.
I believe that was a change.
It says it's still in the tooltip, but
Fade. Gonna be caught here by Invictus Gaming as they were going for the tier 2. They just dove past it.
they might go high ground here because the BKB on their guys on cooldown. Oh
Yeah.
no, they lost their 1 creep.
Uh-oh.
They lost their 1 pushing creep. DDC's doing some like guerrilla warfare tactics and just like sniping. He casts the Wrath of Nature just to get that 1 range creep to stop that push.
He's doing a bit of Z-free tactics as well with the Meteor Hammer. He's just like kills a creep wave every 25 seconds.
He's got gem now too.
He has gem, or they bought the
He's
gem?
bought
from
a gem.
somebody? Okay. Heads up to top lane now.
Kunkka is
Radiant's
back
top tower
alive.
is under attack.
Cannot toss spell immune enemies. Can toss spell immune allies. Can toss towards spell immune units. So yes, they did change it.
Oh, they're gonna run here. The Sylar again. That's the
Sylar
second
turning with the
BKB.
reflection with the BKB use. He does have Metamorphosis. He's going to pop in now, committing to this team fight. XXS will imprisonment, trying to dodge some of this. Now Freeze comes in with a Spirit Siphon onto Aggressive. Couldn't get the damage onto XXS, though. He managed to get a blink away, and Aggressive with his BKB is not taking a whole lot of damage. Invictus Gaming get away from this team fight. Now they're going to go back in with Aggressive. Manage to hit a two-man avalanche. Jump in. Sand King's already dead. Fade trying to get off a combination here with the X marks the spot. Pull it back. What a great torn with the boat coming in. It's not going to get a chain stun, though. XSS gets off his BKB, and he's trying to deal with the Death Prophet. Yule Scepter keeps it alive. Turns. Drops the bomb, but it's not enough. Sylar stays alive. Freeze slowly but surely dying to SRF. He will manage to get that kill. Aggressive going back in for Sylar, and now with the OD back alive thanks to that Aegis. He's killed him. Blink forward. Looks for more. DDC will get away thanks to his Shadow Blade and teleport, but VGJ.Thunder have lost their two big team fighting cores in the Terrorblade and the Death Prophet. They're both dead for over 30 seconds now.
Yeah, the Terrorblade uses ulti on a target that maybe had 200 health more than him. Mobico was just like, all right, I've got full health. I guess you're not sundering me. Recommits to the fight. That is not the way that they wanted to take that. Absolutely unfortunate.
Dire's bottom tower has
See, I thought IG, when they got away, I thought they were just going to be like, okay, they've blown Metamorphosis and Exorcism. Let's just back out and then push 30 seconds later.
I
And
think,
they're like, no.
I think you take that fight. You have to. The BKB's down on Sylar.
Yeah.
You've got an Aegis. Like, there's, if you can't win that fight.
Epicenter
Yang.
time for Yang. He got spotted at the last second, but still managed to get off the combination. Bobica will survive through it, though, thanks in help by the Abaddon with the Mistcoil. Yang managed to get off the Yule Scepter, still going to be hit by the stun. Rolled on by Bobica, dominating at the end of this game as VGJ.Thunder are going to struggle to hold on. IG are just taking bottom, now mid lane of Rags. They're probably just going to funnel up to top and get mega creeps. VGJ.Thunder are going to be left into a 4 versus 5 with a buyback on the Kunkka.
He's going to buy back right now. They don't want to just get mega creep. Freeze, though, still 20 seconds away from this ulti. It was the best ability in the game for them to be able to hold.
Metamorphosis as well, another 20 seconds. SRF trying to push back some of these heroes. Activates the Blade Mill, trying to get some damage back onto him. Borrow time. And a Yule Scepter. So the bow coming in. Is it going to be able to land? He's got the X. He's going to be able to pull him back into it, and they eliminate him. Good catch there on the Abaddon. Managed to hold despite not having their big ultimates. They are going to be able to find the Furion, though. That's a big loss. DDC was trying to take down a lane of Brax. Actually almost does it. The roll in. Oh, no. All right, Siege Creep's got it.
Nice.
Never mind. We're good.
He gave him hope again.
Yep. He did.
XSS does damage.
Yeah, he's going to have a Scythe of Ice soon.
And now the BKB charges are starting to run out.
Whose halberd is that? Is that
the Abaddon's.
Abaddon's? Yeah. It's a good choice.
He's got halberd and he's got solar. So he's going to be the evasion king.
Salt Cuirass finished up for the Tiny as well. So there's physical damage from both the Death Prophet as well as Sylar's Terrorblade, looking less and less threatening as time goes on. At least he gets a butterfly, though. OD is going to have a hard time with that pickup.
He's really farmed still.
Yeah. And he's got the reflection talent, so pushing into high ground is still going to be difficult. Have you ever seen anybody not go the reflection talent? What's the other one? I don't even know.
10 all stats.
Oh.
I have seen some people get 10 all stats.
So you just get an ultimate orb.
They're going to allow DDC to deal with the waves. They're smoked up. XSS is at top.
They got to continue to be aggressive time and time again. They are going to be able to find their initiation on Bobica. He is going to be caught by the X, so no chance. Aggressive is actually going to initiate here. Popping the BKB and going for Fate. Meteor Hammer being dropped, doesn't actually hit anything. They managed to catch SRF, though, inside of the Sprout. Now Freeze blinking forward with the Exorcism already popped. Aggressive with no BKB, but the Imprisonment save is going to be able to buy him some time. But Yang coming back in with the Epicenter doesn't manage to get the damage out in time. Tiny blinks away, and now XXS pops a BKB of his own. Sylar immediately responds with his own and challenges any hero from Invictus Gaming to duel against him. Freeze is going to do the same. They do manage to catch the Abaddon outside of the base, and the Imprisonment, oh no, the OD, he's also caught outside of the base. If VGJ.Thunder could actually get a disable on him, but they can't.
You see what they did to the Abaddon? They got the silence and the Silver Edge hit on him.
Oh, okay.
So he was very confused.
Yeah.
He thought his ult was about to pop. He was pretty confident about it. But he's going to go down, and now Sylar.
A second lane of Rax, perhaps? Metamorphosis is down. It's going to be hard for VGJ.Thunder to take this extra team fight. Yang going to be able to burrow strike out, and VGJ.Thunder on full retreat. Yule Scepter to stall up the OD, but a counter Yule Scepter used on Sylar to make sure they can grab this hero. Silence up, roll in from Bo1, not going to be able to land on anything, and these heroes are so fast that they are beginning to disengage. Freeze going to be caught inside of the trees, does have BKB in 5 seconds, but it's way too late for him to be able to survive. VGJ.Thunder only losing their Death Prophet, though. They took the Tier 2 mid, which again is another sign of hope for them to just be able to win one team fight and maybe counter the ranks that they've lost in mid and bottom.
You're noticing that XSS goes in and pops his BKB very confidently. No follow-up.
Yeah.
They can't do anything with that. They are going to reclaim their gem for free. That's going to be what tips them in terms of net worth. But it's only 6K, and they're still only one fight away from being even in this game. And I think it comes down to DDC's item progression. Going for the Silver Edge, being able to kill the Abaddon, knock off his ults. It's huge for them.
Yeah.
He's got nothing really to deal with that at the time being. That was very good synergy between him and the Death Prophet. And at the same time, being able to take that top Rax keeps them in this game too, but they are getting aggressive
Yang
here.
can't afford to die here, but he's going to die so quickly with just one disable. Pure damage of the OD. Managed to finish him off. Now the Yule Scepter on a Sylar. Trying to protect him with Torrent. Great
Nice
Torrent too. Lands on the OD.
Buyback.
They're going for these Mega Creeps. 4 seconds till the Death Prophet is back up, but look at them. Okay, the Glyph is going to be able to buy them time. IG will definitely have a team fight to go through before they take this. Borrow Time's already going to be activated here. The melee Rax is going to fall soon. Aggressive is beating down the range Rax next. Going to be hit by the Yule Scepter. Going to be dropped down with the Meteor Hammer as well as the boat, but he pops the BKB. Finished off. Mega Creeps are now available. IG just need to get out of here. XXS using the Imprisonment. See if they can actually get some damage out this time around. But no, again, he blinks away before the damage of the Crypt Storm could land on him. And Invictus Gaming get out with all 5 heroes. They may have used their BKBs, but that's worth it. They've taken Mega Creeps. VGJ.Thunder, meanwhile, they've used their Exorcism and won't be capable of just running down and forcing a final engagement.
Yeah, they're going to go into the Roshan too. Ooh. Sylar did not pop his meta for that. Yang does die back. So it's going to be a very difficult fight for them if they want to take it. DDC.
Q, he's spotted. It's going to be essentially laid out, so nice little pick to start things off, but Roshan's still going to go in favor of Invictus Gaming. And VGJ.Thunder probably have to back out again. Nice blink forward from XXS, and now they avalanche combination, but here comes the boat. It's going to be able to hit the OD. They manage to sunder him, bring him low, but they're not going to fight. VGJ.Thunder not feeling like this is an engagement they can turn and go against, but Freeze needs the help. Yule Scepter at the perfect time. Bo1's going to roll right on through to him, blink back into the base. VGJ.Thunder, they're going to survive for now. Maybe not Fade. He's going to be tossed back to Bo1. And he'll be beaten to a pulp, it seems. Force Staff gets him a little bit of distance, turning Freeze. Oh no, the Imprisonment just blew up. Sylar, he does not have buyback, and now XXS is going to be able to kill the Furion as well. With just Freeze, Epicenter be going out. Yang is going to go for the back line. Does manage to kill the OD finally, but it's just going to be the Aegis. Meanwhile, Borrow Time popped by SRF, hoping to be able to heal up. The throne will die. GG is called. VGJ.Thunder. They will lose against Invictus Gaming and take 6th in their group.
They called GG first, by the way. They were just like, we lost. They didn't even wait
for
the
before
drone
the throne exploded? Yeah, yeah.
Like, game's done. There's nothing we can do.
Yeah.
That was...
Once Sylar died with no buyback.
That was kind of close, though. That bottom push made me somewhat worried.
Yes.
And the Roshan engagement where IG... I really like that buyback change, by the way. It forces stuff like that.
Yes.
Like, it allows IG to say, this is worth it for us, getting the Aegis.
The fact that the carries are... Like, the fact that they can buy back and get into these engagements, and it's actually so worth to them. because they can walk away with good, 2,000, 3,000 gold boost off of using that buyback and being able to win a team fight. Whereas before, the buyback penalty just prevented a lot of that, almost guaranteed that as a carry, you singularly would not walk away with a win. Great incentive, great change for the buybacks, made this game a lot more interesting, and that is another one down. We have 2 more to go. It is going to be Pain versus Effect next. The 2 teams that are 0-7 in their group, one of them has to walk away with a win before DAC group stage concludes. So stick around. We're going to be casting that game next. I promise it will be fun.